So many traders lose money in the market because they fail to identify when the power is shifting between buyers and sellers or between sellers and buyers. If you can identify this trait, I promise you, it will make you so much money and relieve you of a lot of stress. So today in this video, what I'm going to do is walk you through a real-time chart of a company and show you the different times where power shifts. This cycle is repeated over and over and over again, no matter what the company is, no matter what chart you're looking at, whether it's the 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, monthly. This happens time and time again. This will allow you to be a better trader, a more effective trader, but most importantly, make more money. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Listen, we back to trap on the charts. I want to make you like, I want you to subscribe, and I want you to share this video out, man. If you learned something from it, make sure you comment, man. Let's get to it. All right, man, so listen, what I need you to do before we get into this video, it's easy for you to watch me do it on here and try to go along with me. What I would really want you to do is, while you're watching it on your screen, I want you to go pull out your computer. Here's why. It really helps when I walk you through it and you see it on your screen as I'm teaching it. I'm telling you, this has helped me out so much, right? When somebody is teaching me something, I like to personally, it's like they walking me through it while they see it instead of me watching it just on the screen. So I want you to get your computer, get your laptop, get your tablet, go to Spotify. Go to the daily chart, right? And we're going to walk through this thing together. You're going to see it. I'm going to call out price points so you can see it. I'm going to show you candles so you can see it. And you're going to have the aha moment, I promise you. The better you get at candle communication, market structure, supply and demand, change of character, and break of structure, it will truly change the dynamic of how you see the charts. Let's get to it, man. All right, so today we are looking at Spotify, ticker symbol SPOT, right? This is an amazing company, right? We know about it. A lot of people stream on it, right? So this stock has been on a hell of a run for this year, right? Now, it is having some minor pullbacks. I think that it has now changed the character. We were going to show you what that is. But it doesn't mean that the uptrend will not persist. It just means right now, bears have taken over. Now, here's what we understand about the market. The market is a daily battle between buyers and sellers, right? And then between that battle, you're going to have what's called trends, right? Trends. Now, based on trends, we know that the market goes how many ways? 3 ways. We know the market does this, up, which means it has created higher highs and higher lows, which means the price has went up. In case you don't know, this may be $69, this may be $74, this may be $79, this may be $83, and then this may be $87. And these are lows. So this may be 70, this may be 73, this may be 77, this may be 81, and this may be what, and it stopped right there at the high. So that means now in between this could be candles. So this is not one candle. And I see a lot of times when people show this, they don't show you that this is multiple candles going different ways, right? This is candles coming here, right? Right? But what I like to do is look at the market as a wave, right? Instead of the little currents that's going through, I like to look at it as waves. Now, also, that's one way. This is a uptrend. Then we see the market does this. Bam, 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 bam. So now we have lower highs and what? What this is, y'all? Lower low. My cameraman tapped in, yeah. Right? And this is going to be called a downtrend. And then you have this market. Now, the thing about this market is it is a sideways market known as ranging, meaning it's not going anywhere, or it's called consolidation. But this market here can be real tricky, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this can be consolidation, but also this can be consolidation. So this is called tight consolidation, and this is called wide consolidation. And so these is where I see a lot of new traders and some traders that's willing to take risk. They lose a lot of money. A lot of day traders love this because while you have this trend going on, you can have a smaller trend inside of it. And so that's really, really digging deep down. I don't want to really go that deep into it. But so the market goes three ways. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. But the sideways can be tight or wide. And I want us to pay attention to that because that's truly going to help us on our journey. All right, but let's get on a chart and look at it. So if we're looking at this chart right here, here's what we see. We see consolidation right here. Right? Why? Because there are no new highs and there are no new lows, right? Because watch this, the last high comes from here. This was the last push up. So watch this. You cannot get a new high or a change until you break that. So actually, your consolidation comes here, right? So this is your consolidation. And if you look at it, you can tell that it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. It's inside of that box, right? Now watch this. Here, this is going to be good for y'all. You have a, let me do it like this. So I bring this line all the way across right here. All right, so watch this. That line goes all the way across the top of that wick to the top of that. But then you have an impulsive move. This here right here is called three white soldiers. Is when you get three green candles on top of one another and they all have a different high. Now the dope part about this is this is an impulsive, this is considered an impulsive move. All right, that's considered an impulsive move. Now, why does this actually start your uptrend? Okay, this is gonna be good. This starts an uptrend because it takes this candle here to break this candle here. Now, one of the things I always say is, now this is not, everybody don't say this. This is one of trap rules. I want to see a candle break, not a wick break. So here's what that means. So let's say this is the price of $78, right? Let's say a wick broke it. A lot of times, if a wick break it, and if this is a level of resistance, or in this case, this was where our high was on this candle here. If a wick would have broke it, I would have considered it as a break. And if you look over, if you're on a chart with me, if you look over, you can see that this wick on this other green candle, that's an impulsive candle, actually breaks it. But it's not considered a full move until a body of a candle breaks it. Does that make sense? Ooh, right? Until the body of a candle breaks it. So what does that mean? So let's say this was the high right here. This was the candle. This was the line. And then this wick broke it. Well, the wick did break it, but until I get a candle above it, I'm not confirming that move. Here's why. Wicks are rejections. Wicks are rejections, meaning if you see a wick, that means a price went up and then whether it was the buyers or the sellers, they push that candle back down. I like to use the sleeve analogy. Like, you know how you pull your sleeve up or you pull your sleeve down? I like to use that analogy. So here's a candle and you have a wick. That means this candle got this low and then buyers pushed it back up. That means this candle got this high and sellers pushed it back down. That is a rejection, right? But using this same line, if a candle goes above the line, then that's not a rejection, or either way, it's a full-on confirmation that we have went above that. And using this dotted line is a great example of that. So let's say you had a wick, and then a candle that formed here, and then a wick, and then a candle that formed here. But then if I would have got this, then that candle body is confirmation. Somebody say it for me in the chat. Candle bodies equal confirmation. Come on, y'all. We cooking. If you don't look at a couple of these videos, you know what my saying is. Before you can move right, you gotta look left, because when you look left, it tells you how to move right. Come on, say it. We're gonna say it one more time. All right. Before you move right, meaning before I can do anything over here, before I can anticipate anything over here, I gotta look over here. Because if I look over here, it's gonna tell me exactly what I need to move over here. Come on, come on, come on. Like they say in church. Come on, somebody. Let's get back here. All right, so here's what we see right here. And I'm just gonna walk us through. So we're gonna come here, we see this. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Everything that we're about to talk about is actually predicated on this right here. These 4 candles. But in order to get to these 4 candles, I want to tell you a story, right? I want to tell you a story, right? So here we go. We see this right here. This candle comes all the way across here, and it runs on top of that candle. But it's not until this body breaks above that candle to where we can consider this going up. Now watch this. I'll show you something that's gangster right here. As we go up, I want you to look at this right here. We get this gap up, but then I want you to look right here. All right, I want you to pay attention to that. That's gonna be an important part for us. Watch me. So once we get up here, then what do we get here? More what? Consolidation. This is not a trend. Remember what I told y'all. You can have tight consolidation or you can have wide consolidation, right? So it's tight and it's wide. So watch this though. You can say, well, Trap, it got to 652. That was the high. Remember, you don't know about none of this. So it holds the 650, 652, then it drops down. But watch this. It's not really considered a full change of character until it breaks this wick. Well, why, Trap? Because once you gapped up here, this was our uptrend. So our uptrend started here. Boom. That's our uptrend. That's our uptrend. And if we're looking at the daily, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 days of upward momentum, right? All different shapes and sizes, but this is an uptrend. Why? Because we have a high, and then we have another high right here, and then this high breaks up to here, and then this high breaks up to here. So I like to look at the market in waves. So this would be a wave, this would be a wave, this would be a wave, this would be a wave. This would be a wave, consolidation right here, then you go to another wave. Does that make sense on how I see the market? I don't try to look at every candle. I don't try to look at every candle. I think from my perspective, I think a lot of new traders get in trouble by trying to look at every single candle, because candles are simply communication. Let's talk about something right here. Market structure is just a storyline. When the price makes higher highs and higher lows, that tells us that bulls are in charge, okay? But when it breaks that pattern, the story then changes. So here do we see right here? What do we see? From here, we see a story change. We go to a, watch this. So we in our consolidation. We already identified it, right? We identified our consolidation here and here. We identified that because that ain't really going nowhere. Now it is doing something like this, but watch this. Until it breaks this, that's when we know we have us a change in structure. So we're gonna show you this, right? So watch this here. It's gonna break this low. Now watch this. It breaks the low with these wicks. Wick here, rejected it. It comes here to this wick, it rejects it, come back up. It comes to this wick here, rejects it, come back. Starts here, rejects it, and then this candle body is what takes us to a lower low, right? So wicks equal rejection. You need a full candle body to say, hey, we are moving here. So as an investor, if you see a candle body, we know that's confirmation. So watch this. Every candle has to honor the trend or either betray it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're gonna just get us a skillet. Right? A trend is, think about a trend as something that doesn't stay forever, it's just around for a little while. So think about our aunties and uncles used to tell us like, man, we used to wear bell bottoms back in the day, and now y'all, right? Oh, what y'all doing right now, we used to do back in the day. Think about a trend as something that stays around for a while, and then it goes away because a new trend has to come in place. And then once that trend fades out, another trend has to happen. Come on, family. We talk to y'all right now, and I need you to understand what's going on. If you understand the game from this perspective, it's going to change. No trend lasts forever, right? Think about it, right? Let me think about a trend. So I remember when I was going to school. Damn, I'm 43, so I don't care what y'all say. I remember I was going to school, like we used to cuff our pants. And I remember it changed for a while before we went to cuffing our pants to putting elastic in the bottom to make it look like we had elastic in the bottom of our pants, right? But then trends changed. And I remember not too long ago, skinny pants was a thing. Now, I used to be like, bro, I can't wear that. Like, I don't feel comfortable wearing that. But now, watch this. The skinny pants have now what? Went out of style. That trend is no longer here. Now what they wearing? They back to wearing what? Baggy pants, right? But guess what? You remember when baggy pants was a trend? And people like, well, why you got, man? And then people started saying, man, why you got them baggy pants on, man? Them things got to be a little more slim. And I'm like, bro, I'm not wearing them slim ass pants. All right, let me get off that right quick. Trends don't last. Watch this though. Trends don't last, but they ultimately always do what? Come back. So once we get this trend, because this now breaks this low, we have now solidified that we are in a downturn, which means we have had a, watch this, CHOCH, change of character. That means the buyers have took control over the sellers, or the sellers have taken control from the buyers. That's all change of character means, right? Then inside of here, we get a series of lower highs and lower lows. So even though this move starts from here, we can't consider it a move until it breaks this. This is going to be one of the most essential things that help you as a trader is your ability to be patient and let the trade, let me back, your ability to be patient and let the candle confirm what your next step is. That's good. That's the one. Not you just saying, there go a red candle. Let me get in it right quick. Your ability to say, okay, I see this red engulfing candle. I see this continual red candle, but this body is here. I need you to break this. And so you break it with a full candle right here, but then your wick matches up. Then we can see, if we notice where this wick at, you get 3 or 4 candles that stay right in the same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles that stay between this wick and that candle. That's how you get shook up. But if you sit back and say, all right, I know what I'm looking for. I'm consistently waiting on this candle because this was the move up. Once it breaks this, I know that we have solidified where we going at. It has now betrayed, watch this, it has now betrayed the previous trend. It has betrayed the consolidation, and it has betrayed the uptrend, and it has communicated, it has honored, it has confirmed where we going. I hope y'all getting this the way that we speaking it. I hope y'all getting this the way that we speaking it. All right, so let's go a little further. We got to go somewhere. We got to get to here. All right, so here we go. Watch this though. So now we come down, we get a lower high here, a lower high here, a lower high here, and then we get these almost tweezers. This is really close to some tweezers, right? Now this is important. I'm gonna tell you why this is important. because now we have this. Now, watch this. We get the bounce up here. Now, most people gonna say, yep, we in a full-on uptrend right here, Trap. Here's what I want you to look at. Here's what I want you to look at. This right here, now while it does, watch this. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna circle our consolidation. We come down, we identify this. But then what do? This becomes, watch this, watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Now, this comes up. We get our uptrend that we looking for. We excited. We excited. You like, oh, I'm in a full-on uptrend, Trap. Well, let's think for a second here. Did it break this right here? 621. Well, Trap, why would 621 be like important to me? Well, let's think about it for a second. Before this goes in a full, 621 becomes the full candle before the impulsive move down, right? This is the last candle before you get a full impulsive downtrend. So watch this here. We come to 621, we align with 621, and we fall back down. So now this tells us that in order for this to be considered a full-on uptrend, what do we have to do, y'all? We got to now break 621. Let me ask you a question, though. How do we have to break it? Do we have to break it with a wick, or do we have to break it with a candle? We got to break it with a candle. So now I get you. Some people going to say, man, Trap, we're going to miss out on all this. Let me show you something that's real dope. And this is what people not going to like what I'm about to say right here. Yes, this is 100% that double bottom that every trader loves. The opposite of that double top that every trader loves, right? And I'm not going to lie. You can actually play that double bottom, right? You can actually play that. As a matter of fact, as a trader, you love a good double bottom. You know one thing was about to happen. Bottom. But there is a such thing as a what? Triple bottom. There is a such thing as a what? Triple top. Those things happen. So what we want to do is let it give us some confirmation. That's all. So how do we get confirmation here, Trap? So once you come back here, so watch this. All of this, as much as you don't like it, as much as you don't like what I'm talking about, guess what that is, y'all? Wide consolidation. You're giving them game right here. They don't feel me. They don't feel me. This is wide consolidation. You know why? Because you actually, if you're looking at the market in waves, you actually don't have a higher high or a lower low. So now this is the new low. This low breaks it, but watch, you know what this called here, huh? This is an armed robbery right here. Well, Trap, how is that an armed robbery? Watch this. This is such a dope armed robbery. Not in the big way that you would normally see because the wick not long. If the wick would have been longer, this one they got really tricky on you. So the market plays these really weird games with people, right? Where if you'd have had a long wick, you'd have knew it was liquidity. But here's what they knew. They knew they had a bunch of sellers right in this area. They had a bunch of people right here ready to do what? Go down. They had a bunch of people right here ready to say, yep, we about to go down. And guess what they did? They bounced here, then they shot up. So guess what they did there? Give me the loot, give me the loot. It's a robbery. So watch this. So 621 becomes, if y'all with me, the high that we have to break to consider ourselves in an uptrend. So watch this. We ride up, and I'm not mad at you for taking the opportunity saying, nah, Trap, I'm going to get that. I won't be in that. I'm not mad. You like, Trap, I'm on that double bottom. I'm good. This is what I'm rocking out with. I'm not mad at you for saying that, but I just want to teach the textbook people. This is textbook, and this is why your patience come in at. All right, so you break this 121 right here. And guess what happens? Your 121, you break it, you come down. Watch this. You come up here, you break your 121 with a full body. You break your 621, I'm sorry, with a full body candle. You break it with a full body, and guess what happens? We go up, we come down, but now we go on in a full-on uptrend. You go from 621, watch me here, to 783. You go from 621 to 783. Now you saying, Trap, I could have got that way down here. I'm not mad at you, but you didn't get the confirmation until here. Unless you probably went into some lower time frames, which is really good. So if you went into we on a daily, so you probably went into your hourly, and if you went into your 30-minute, you saw something different, but I'm talking to you from looking at a daily, looking at this, and you're like, yo, I'm just trading a daily. These things take a little longer to form, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you seeing it. I'm okay with you executing off of it. So watch this. Y'all trapping with me? So look, we get to 621, and now we rock out. Why? Because now you get a new high. You get a new high at 621. You get a new high at 668. Now, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to show you what's important. Trap. Watch this. You really get a new high. How you know you're doing good? Because now you break 652. So you break 621. Now you break 652. You created a new all-time high. Watch this. You create an all-time high. You sell off, but you don't break. Remember that candle that started our downturn here? You don't break it. So this is why you can always look left, because you don't see this happening. You looking right. I mean, you don't look right, you look left, so you can see, hey, where can this find a floor at? Where can this find a support at? If this can find a support here, I can rock back up on it. Damn, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? You can skyrocket back up on it. So now we ride up, we get up here to 714, then we get what? You get a small consolidation phase right here. And then you get another skyrocket up to 783. Now, here's where things get really important at. Right here at 670, you have what's called a base. That base is important because this candle now starts the next part of this uptrend. Now, we get to 783. We knew there's going to be a sell-off at some point. It comes down. Watch this, y'all. I told y'all this is the most important part of this. We get to 783. We get this engulfing candle right here that takes out this candle. That's important. It took 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, and then it took all of that out in one candle. That is a lot of selling pressure. It's a lot of selling pressure. So now, not only does it take that out, and now we got to ask ourselves, okay, where can we find some footing at right here? So now 714 is what I have mapped out. 714 becomes your what? Support system. But guess what? You get another candle that starts today that now breaks into the middle of this candle, which is your previous green candle that took us to the up move. So now this is telling us that selling pressure is in full rotation. So now you got a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. So now, Trap, what do we do right here? Okay, so now we are looking right here. We're saying, okay, where can we find some support at here, Trap, so we can tell what's going on? So here's what we need to do. We need to say, what did it tell us in the most recent phase of this? In the most recent phase, what did we learn right here? Well, here's what we do know. 714 was a good support level. It came all the way across here. But it broke that with 609 and it rejected it. So now we need to see two things in the morning. If you're looking at Spotify in the morning, you need to see a green candle on top of this. If you see another red candle, then we can possibly come down here to about 690. But I would say come down here back to the base to 670. So you got three three different zones. You can come right here at 690, or you could come right here at 780. So that's what you want to see on that. Or you want to see a green candle form, and then it climbs back on top and not break that. But now it has changed the character. It has changed character because this engulfing candle has overtaken this candle, and it has overtaken that candle, and it has overtaken this candle. So now what you have these two candles competing. You have them two candles competing. This one at 609, and you got another one right here at about 690. I'm not so fond of this one as I am it's saying, okay, where does it fall here and find us some room at? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? Now, the goal for the video is not to tell you where it's going. It's to let us read it and say, okay, how do we get confirmation in this movement, right? In this movement, there's always two things that can happen. The candle can then, buyers have to now defend the level, or sellers have to defend the level. What did we say? A candle has three things it's gonna do. It's gonna betray the trend, it's gonna honor the trend, or it's gonna just sit on the trend. And if we understand those three things, now we let the confirmation happen. So we get another candle here on a daily, that'll be good. That means it defended this area, but it did flip 714. It flipped that to come to 609. Or if we get another to the downtrend, it's a good chance it'll come right here to about 690. And then that'll truly be back into that downtrend. What we don't want to see is it break this. Well, we don't care what it do. If it breaks this, which is about 675, it is now broken that and came here. It may find support now about right here at 650. So I always like to look at it in levels. What are the levels in which I did? I should have did something dope where I pulled my Fibonacci out, but that would have been something totally different on y'all. You hear me? All right, man, listen. The last red candle right there confirms the shift. It's the lower high, the lower close, and the momentum has flipped. Support here is where we believe the market can chill at, right? Now, what this means, listen to me well. Listen to me, man. Right? What this means for new investors is this. Most new traders see the green and they think it's a safe time to buy, instead of sitting still and looking for the structure. Let's see if you're going to get tested at 670. And if you get tested at 670, then we understand truly how we can navigate this space, right? And if it breaks below 670, then we already understand that trend has changed. And now we're going to look for some supply. We're going to look for some demand zones where the market can say, okay, we found enough demand for it right here, and it shoots back up, man. All right, man, listen, I hope you found something in this class that really helped you. I hope I helped you look at the chart just a little bit different. I definitely want you to go through this video again and go through it candlestick by candlestick. Let the candlesticks tell you what it won't do, man. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this out, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Man, salute, you hear me?